In a new interview, Joe Biden taking on President Trump directly and forcefully on Trump's call for him to take a cognitive ability test.
No, I haven't taken a test. Why the hell would I take a test? Come on, man. That's like saying before you got in this program, if you take a test where you're taking cocaine or not, what do you think, huh? Are you a junkie? Anyway, I am very willing to let the American public judge my physical and mental, my physical as well as my mental fitness, and to make a judgment about who I am.
Let's bring in Democratic strategist Jesse Moore, worked in the Obama White House as a speechwriter. He's the associate director of public engagement there. He is also the founder of Common Thread Strategies. Always good to have you, sir. Thank you, Jesse, for your time this morning.
Hey, man.
So the mantra, as you know, from the Obama wing of the Democratic Party, it was for years, when they go low, we go high. It would seem as if Mr. Biden has decided that is not the strategy for his campaign.
Well, I think I think the Times call for a little bit of an update. I think that's still the motto. But what did he say? He said, "What the hell, man?"
Yeah.
I think that's kind of how we feel right now, every day, at least once. So that's a decent motto for a 2020 update.
Let's talk strategy for a moment here. I'm going to put up a map, and I think you should be able to see it there. But these are the states, the 15 states in which the Biden campaign has reserved ad space for the fall. Pennsylvania, Florida, Michigan, North Carolina, Arizona, Wisconsin, Minnesota, Nevada, New Hampshire, Colorado, Virginia, Georgia, Iowa, Ohio, Texas. The campaign is saying that the TV part of this ad, just the TV part, is the biggest in presidential campaign history. When you look at that map, Jesse, is there a state that's missing? Do any of those states surprise you?
No, I think for two reasons. The first is when you have an opponent who is pretty set on beating himself, you have a lot of options. The other piece of this is, you have to keep you have the ability to keep pressure on President Trump in places where they wouldn't usually have to spend money or spend time. So the fact that we're spreading them thin, that the vice president is spreading them thin across states where they should be able to just phone it in, is a powerful sign. The other piece of this is one that I think, gets lost in traffic a lot, is that we can't send, campaigns can't send people out into the neighborhoods to knock on our doors. This is a different kind of campaign. So this is going to be fought on the airwaves to meet us where we are, which is, at home in house shoes, binge watching.
Is that how you're spending the quarantine?
Currently, yes.
So perhaps you've heard that we're waiting on Mr. Biden to announce his running mate. Who do you think it should be and why?
Man, okay.
We're not beating around the bush here, Jesse.
Coming at me, okay. Here's what's frustrating me in this conversation, and I've done this too, which is just focus on everybody's flaws. What's wrong with this person? What's going to cost them there? But look at this list. This is a boom. This is a unbelievable list of people. I'm going to be really happy with whoever it is. It's not a dodge. I'm just saying, I think we as Democrats, as Americans, as independents, can start looking at this list and start saying, man, I'm excited for subtly different reasons for every single person on this list. Now, Kamala Harris is not who I would want staring across the debate stage from me if I were Mike Pence. It's also somebody that I think understands the criminal justice system, its flaws, where it comes short, and understands the language and culture of the very people that we need to change their mindsets. I would like to see her dive into that world. Susan Rice will be a low-key partner. She's brilliant and has, a global persona. Karen Bass, bipartisan chops. She's charming. She's an auntie I wouldn't mind to have. Although Kamala Harris is like kind of, head auntie. And even Elizabeth Warren, she's an economic mind that can't be denied. I'd love to see any of these people in there.
All right. Jesse Moore, sharp analysis, sir. I'll let you get back to binge watching. in your house shoes. Thank you. Thanks for taking a break for us.
Hey there, I'm Chris Hayes from MSNBC. Thanks for watching MSNBC on YouTube. If you want to keep up to date with the videos we're putting out, you can click subscribe just below me or click over on this list to see lots of other great videos.